All right, so this is episode 2 of Westman Fishing Talk. I'm Paul.
And I'm Travis.
And we're going to talk about 3 trout lakes we go to near Riding Mountain.
And the first one that we wanted to talk about was Patterson Lake.
Yeah, so here's a map of Patterson. I'll show you the shape a little bit. And it's actually a trophy trout lake, meaning you can keep 1 trout under 45 centimeters or 18 inches. And you can only use artificial lures or flies. And it's electric motor only, so gotta use a trolling motor. It's north of Oakburn, Manitoba. And what happened with us last year at Patterson Trav?
We caught 1 trout in 2 trips last year.
Yeah, we didn't have the greatest year at Patterson, but what happened in 2023?
2023 we caught 2 masters.
Yeah, one at the start and one at the end, actually. A rainbow in May, and then a brown trout in brown trout on Patterson in September.
Those were some nice fish.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. I've actually seen 9 masters from Patterson total in my life, and we actually caught 4 in one day. And we were trying out these new X-Wrap lures that my dad bought me, and I sent them to Cabela's to grab some live targets, and they didn't have any. So we ended up buying these X-Wraps, and we'll show you them now. If you want to grab the 2.5 Trout.
Yep.
And so they come in 2 different sizes, or the 2 sizes we like are 2.5 inches and 3 1/8. And these are the rainbow trout or the brown trout. And they run 3 to 5 feet deep, and so anywhere from 4 to 7 feet. And we even caught 1 brown trout actually master coming off a shelf in 13 feet. It came all the way up for it. So if a fish sees them, they'll come up for them sometimes on occasion. And the max depth of Patterson is 8.8 meters or 28.9 feet. And it's a pretty big trout lake. It's 1.58 square kilometers in size, making it the biggest one we go to that we've mentioned so far. And what's the next lake we want to talk about, Trav?
The next lake that we wanted to talk about today is Corstorphine Lake.
Yeah, Corstorphine Lake is again electric motor only and another trophy trout lake. So only allowed to keep 1 trout under 45 centimeters. And artificial lures and flies only. And where's it located?
It's located north of Sandy Lake, Manitoba.
Yeah. And we didn't actually get there last year, but I have a couple bad stories or unfortunate fishing tales from there. I've lost 3 big masters that would have, or 3 big fish that would have qualified as master that I can remember out of Corstorphine. Once I was casting on the dock, and I had a big rainbow trout swim over top of my lure and eat it, and then it went into about a foot of water and jumped near the rocks as it went up the boat launch, and it came off, and it was pretty unfortunate. And another time I was trolling by the end of the dock, about 12 feet of water, and I saw a brown trout tail walk behind the boat with my lure on it, and it walked about 5 or 6 feet on the surface before diving. And it was probably the biggest one I've seen out there, and it didn't stay on either. And even my dad and I went out there another time and struggled to get a rainbow in the boat. As it was right beside us with the net, we missed it a few times. But we're definitely due out of Corstorphine. We just don't quite get there enough. But you want to talk about the depth of it, Travis?
The depth of it is 8 meters or 26.2 feet of water.
Yeah.
The surface area is about 0.63 square kilometers.
Yeah, so it's a little bit smaller than Patterson, about 1/3 of the size and about the same depth. And what's the last lake we want to talk about?
The last lake that we wanted to talk about today is Tekerick Lake.
So here's a map of Tekerick just to show you the shape a little bit. And this is actually one of the 3 lakes you're allowed gas motor, or the one out of these 3 you're allowed a gas motor on. And it's your regular trout limit, so you can keep 3 trout out of Tekerick and only 1 over 45 centimeters. And it's north of Oakburn as well, right beside Patterson Lake. And there's actually cabins around the lake, and it's a little bit different than Patterson, but they're located right beside each other. You want to tell them about the one trip?
Yes, we've only went there for one trip
In the boat so
in the
far.
boat
Yeah.
so far, and Paul caught a 17.5-inch brown trout by the creek.
Yeah, we tried trolling a boat around half the lake before we found a brownish creek that was running in, and yeah, we trolled through the water that was mixed and pulled in a nice brown. But what
Yeah.
happened last time you were there, Travis?
I ended up, the last time I went to Carrick Lake off the dock, I ended up catching a medium-sized pike and tried to figure out why there'd be a pike in a trout lake, but I ended up disposing of it and getting rid of it.
And yeah, that's what you're supposed to do when you catch a pike or a natural fish in a trout lake, is you're supposed to take the natural species out, as they're supposed to be trout lakes. But there are still natural fish in the lake occasionally, and they do spawn in low numbers, and occasionally you can catch one. And it's been known to happen at a few lakes up in Riding Mountain where the northern pike seem to do pretty well. The max depth of Carrick is 8 meters or 26.25 feet, and it's 0.83 square kilometers in size, so a little bit bigger than Course but still about half the size of Patterson. And we need to get out there more. We've only been out there the one time, but it's got lots of trout stocked in it. If you look at the stocking reports, there's more information on our website at westmanfishing.wixsite.com/westmanfishing. Again, you can check out the stocking report for each lake, our galleries of our fishing adventures, and even the target species for each lake. So, hope you enjoyed episode 2. Again, I'm Paul.
And again, I'm Travis.
See you next time.